So continuing on that last round, I did my corner. Now I'm going to chain 4 again. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yarn over twice. Then go into that first double crochet, 2 rows down. Pull to the back, to the front, pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Put 2 loops in the hook, up a yarn over twice, go into the next double crochet in that row, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2 again. Now yarn over twice, and I go to the next cluster, and I start in the center, so I go to the second double crochet of that cluster, yarn over, pull up the loop, pull over 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops again. I have 4 loops, yarn over twice, go into the next stitch, pull to the back, to the front, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. I have 5 loops on the hook. Now yarn over, and pull through all 5 loops. Now I chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over, and go into the corner increase. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, and 3 more in that corner. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now coming over to the last 2 rounds is where I'm going to join the rest of the project here. So I like to join as I go here. I know there's other ways of joining, but for the look of this hat, I think this will be the best way for me. So I'm going to join it this way. Well, actually, looking at it, I made a mistake. I have to undo this last cluster of 3. And I'll go back to just the finishing of that before I do my chains. Okay. So here I am in. So now I'd have to chain 2. So what I do here, let me just get this straight, is I chain 1, and then I go into this chain 2 space of this shell there. So I go in here, and I basically slip stitch into it like that. Now it's connected there. The slip stitch counts as the second chain. Now I continue doing my 3 double crochets. In that space. Now, moving along, I have to do my chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I do that all over again. I'll just show you one more time here. I got my chain 4. I yarn over twice. I go 2 rows below to this first double crochet of this cluster. Go back to the front. Yarn over, pull up. I have 4 loops. I yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 more loops. And I yarn over twice. Go into the next stitch here. To the next stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over twice, then go into the next cluster starting in the second. Go through there, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over twice, pull to the next, pull up the next one, and over, pull through 2, and over, pull through 2 loops. Oh, I'll redo that one. Yarn over twice, go into that last double crochet, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. I have 5 loops on my hook, and I yarn over, and pull all through 5. Okay, so after I finish this cluster, it's gonna have to line up with the cluster on the stitch on the square that I'm gonna connect to. So what I do here is I'm going to connect it to space right below the top of the cluster. So it's going to be this space right here. It could be the last chain before the cluster on that round, but I like to prefer to go into this one right above the cluster. So I pull in here to that loop, and I yarn over, and I slip stitch between both of them. So now that's connected there, and that counts as my chain 1 for this square. I have to chain 3 more times. 1, 2, 3. Now I go into my corner to do my corner increase. 1, 2, 3, and I have to connect it to the center part here, which is the intersection here, the 2 previous pentagons. So what I do in this case is I will chain 1, then what I'll do is I'll flip this like this, it's the underside showing, so I go into the chain 2 space of that one, and then I go, so I'll show you again. So here's the wrong side facing, I go on the underside with the wrong side facing, and then I go to the top of the wrong side facing of the next one, then I yarn over and I pull through those 2. Let's see, make sure I just get this clear, so I'll show that again. So I go from the wrong side under, and then over, I yarn over, I pull through those 2, and then I continue pulling through into to make as my chain 2, and it connects them all there, and I continue on making my last part of this shell. Now I'm going to finish the last side after I finish that corner increase connection. So I'll do my chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over twice, I go through down 2 levels to this one, pull through, pull it up, yarn through 2, yarn through 2, yarn over twice, go into the next one, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, I have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over twice, move over to the next cluster, go into the second, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, now yarn over twice once more, go into the last one, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. I have 5 loops in my hook, I yarn over and pull through all 5 loops. Okay, now I have to connect it to this side at the cluster here. So I will pull it right underneath into that one, pull it close, and then I do my slip stitch into that, and now I do 3 more chains. 1, 2, 3, yarn over, and then I have to go into my corner here, 1, I'm going to do 2. I'm going to do 3. Now, at this point at the end, I need to connect these 2 together, but as well connect the last portion of this pentagon here. So what I do here is I chain 1 as if I was going to do that connection, but then like I did before, I go into the top of the chain 3, and instead of finishing my single crochet here, I hold it like this and then go into the chain 2 space on the square that I'm connecting. I go there, I have the yarn over, I pull up and it's under, so now I have 2 threads of yarn on the hook, and I have the top of my chain 3 on my hook as well. Then I'll yarn over and I pull through all. So I basically do a single crochet through all of them to connect these 2 together, and as well as to connect my joining there. Then to secure it, I will do a chain here, and then make sure I have enough thread. So when I weave in the ends, I pull through, and I tighten it, and now it's connected. Okay, so I'm going to continue on with 3 more stars, and I'll catch up with you after I finished all the next 3 and they're all joined, and I'll tell you where we go from there in finishing our hat. Okay, so I'm back. I finished joining my last part for this hat. So this is how it looks with all 5. It's the wrong side facing. And you can see there's still a number of tails that still have to be sewn in. So once this hat is finished, even when I finish the part now I'm going into, which is the brim, I'd still have a number of time to spend in making sure all these tails are knotted and securely fastened in here. So that's the one side effect of having so many different changes and so many different steps here. But this is where it is now, and you can see that I have my stars facing. So now what I'm going to do for the brim is I'm going to back attach from my brim my silver gray color for my brim, still using my G hook. Just make my little slip knot here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the top of this shell here, of this corner, and the pattern for this that's going to go around is going to go from this top of the shell around here to the top of the next one. So what I'll do is I'll do a single crochet in this chain 2 space, then I will single crochet in the next stitches. I do 3 single crochets along this chain 4. I'll single crochet in the top of the chain of the cluster here, do 3 single crochets in the next one. Then when I come to the intersection of the 2 is when I'm going to do basically a decrease cluster stitch, just to bring it in a bit more, just to bring in the hat. Okay, so now I have my loop, and I'll just show you how I begin here. So now I'll slip stitch into that chain 2 here. So I will chain 1 here. So I have my chain 1 there. Now I will single crochet into that space. I'll single crochet into the next, double crochet, single crochet to the next, single crochet to the next, and then 1 more single crochet. So far I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 single crochets here. So that's in the chain 1, 1, 2, 3. So this stitch here actually counts as the first single crochet in the chain 3. Okay, so that's 1, 2, and 3. Now I single crochet into the top of the cluster stitch. Oh, sorry. Into the top of the cluster stitch. Now 3 single crochets into the chain. 1, 2, and 3. And now coming into this corner intersection here, with these we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 double crochets here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to yarn over. I'm going to yarn over, go into the first, and I pull up the loop, and I go through 2, I yarn over again, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, so I have 3 loops on the hook, I yarn over again, go into the next double crochet, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, I have 4 loops on my hook, and now the next one I'm going to go into this space here. This space is going to equate to the next double crochet just because it's joined here. So I'll yarn over, go into the space. Basically it's a space between the shell. Yarn over, pull up, pull through 2 loops. I have 5 loops on the hook. I yarn over, I go into the next, pull up a loop, pull through. Now I have 6 loops on the hook. Yarn over, go into the next, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no, 7 loops on my hook. And then I have to go through one more, the last one right here. I yarn over, pull through there, pull up a loop, go through 2, and now I have 8 loops on my hook, and that's putting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's basically a 7 double crochet together stitch, and I yarn over, hold it, and pull through all the loops there. And now that closes that part up, and then now I continue. Now I do my 3 single crochets into the loop, 1, 2, 3, and now I do a single crochet, I do a single crochet to the top of the cluster, now I do 3 single crochets in the loop, 1, 2, 3, and now I single crochet up until I get to the center of the shell here. So I do 1 single crochet, 2, 3, and then 4, which counts as the single crochet in chain space here. So that's how this pattern is going to go for the rest of this brim on this one round. So it's basically a 7 double crochet stitched together here, and we're going to continue that one around, and we'll come back and I'll show you where I'm at the end of this round. Okay, coming up to the end of the last round here, I just have to now slip stitch into the first single crochet, which is right there, and that's the end of this round. So on each one, when I got to the corner intersection, I did 7 double crochet decrease together, and I went all the way around. I'll show you there's one part here where I actually made a mistake, but I don't think it'll be too bad. But you'll notice here I forgot on this square I forgot to do my chain 4. So what I did was I just continued on in that space doing the 3 stitches just to try to maintain some level of consistency, but it will not be the same look throughout this hat. But this is just basically, I basically just freestyled this. I just came up with a way to connect it here, and obviously I just missed a connection to it. So what I'll do in this next round is I'll continue. I'll chain 1 to go up, single crochet into the first stitch, and I'll single crochet along each stitch across, including one single crochet on the top of my cluster here of my decrease, and I'll do 1 single crochet in each single crochet for 2 more rounds, this round and the round afterwards, and I'll see how well the hat has come together, and I'll come back and meet up with you after I do that. Okay? Okay, I finished my last 2 rounds, so I have this is my band, but I realized that I need a little bit more of a decrease just to shrink it a bit more so it can fit tighter on the head. So on, now this is the 4th round of the band, I did my chain 1, single crochet, so I did a chain 1, single crochet, 2 single crochet, and the 3rd single crochet. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to decrease in the 4th stitch. So I pulled through 1 stitch, pulled up a loop, went to the next stitch, pulled up another loop, so I have 3 loops on the hook. I yarn over and pull through all 3. So now that single crochets those 2 together, and I move to the next stitch. So 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to decrease. So into there, pull up a loop, into the next stitch, pull up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, and pull through all 3 loops. So now I'm going to do these decreases after every 3, and I'm going to check in to see how the hat is looking after that. Okay, we'll see you in a second. Okay, so I did my decrease round, and then I did 1 more round with 1 single crochet in each single crochet. So to me, the way the hat sits now, it does get tight enough that it can sit on my head. Where I think in this pattern, it really depends on the size of your head, the looseness or tightness of your crochet stitching. I used a G hook, which for me is probably the smallest crochet hook I use for 4-ply yarn, but this one worked for me. But it's still the pattern of the pentagons come out rather big for me, so I think it's basically up to the person to kind of gauge how much decreases they may need for this. So this is the way my hat looks now. I have the end here I secured. I just have to weave in the ends on the inside, and I still have a bunch of tails on the inside of this hat. But on the whole, I'm really impressed with this star hat pattern. I'm really liking it. So this was just my freestyle, what I came up with. I didn't really plan too much in terms of this pattern, so hopefully this will be have some help for you, and we'll see you guys later. Thanks a lot for watching this tutorial. See ya.